Welcome back to the channel. FLUFs get fractionalized on Kucoin, the launch of Based AF, Robin Schmidt's Metaverse monster, the Buzzies are revealing, plus a whole bunch more. This is into the Futureverse. Now give that like button, our bunnies up, and let's get into it. Okay, Fluffle fam, 2023, the year of the rabbit is upon us, and it started with a bang and a whole bunch of momentum coming into all of the ecosystem's assets, in part due to Kucoin and their new high FLUF token, where they fractionalize FLUFs and allow retail traders to get market exposure to the floor price of FLUFs. This has resulted in over 100 FLUFs being swept off the open market and put into their custody. Some community members are worried that this is not really sustainable and organic growth. However, looking at all of the assets within the Futureverse ecosystem, many of them have experienced similar growth in their prices over the last 2 weeks, particularly the Burrows, especially the dens and the suites. One thing that is undoubtedly good about the Kucoin fractionalization is further exposure to our ecosystem, with a lot of people realizing just how vast it is. Now, initially there was a very big price discrepancy between the floor and the implied value of the high FLUF token, which resulted more and more FLUFs being bought off the open market. It has since stabilized, and it is now cheaper to buy 1 million high FLUF tokens on Kucoin and redeem them for one of the FLUFs. And if that continues, we can expect to see our first redemptions and possibly some FLUFs re-entering the open market. In theory, it will find a stabilization point and will more closely track the true floor price of FLUFs. What's interesting to me is what happens to these FLUFs when it comes to the root token airdrop and gamification. Will these guys still be eligible to receive root tokens, especially the reverse claim vesting tokens that might accrue over years? I'm looking forward to seeing the further details around the exact tokenomics coming out soon. It should clear up some of these queries. Maybe only FLUFs that are bridged across to the root network will be eligible for the airdrop and the reverse claim tokens. Another way to gamify and incentivize the drops, which hopefully will clear up any issues with the SEC and other regulatory bodies moving forward. It's also a great way to bootstrap users and network effects on the root network. Speaking on the floor prices of Burrows and their relative value compared with other metaverse platforms, the Schiller did a great video on his live stream the other day, a more condensed version of his alpha. Comparatively, the Fluff World Burrows seem like a bargain compared to similar metaverse plays.
We've seen like this go from 120 listed down to 88 listed. The rationale for that is they have land that's included for this, and people I don't think really understand like what it is. And these minted originally, like the original mint a while ago was for 0.22 ETH, and they're still like not that much higher than it. But if you scroll down and you look at these, so that high roller, the one that's selling for like 2.9 or something, it gets 9 parcels of land. So for a second there, think about it. So it's at 2 ETH for the burrow of the high roller, but you get 9 plots of land for what they are building. And so when we extrapolate that and look at, you know, everything else here that's been at the 100,000 plots for like an ETH, you're like, okay, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
While it's not financial advice, of course, it's a very interesting observation, and there's really no surprise to see the suites and burrows exploding in value as more and more people cotton on. And on top of this, I think he's uncovered some more alpha. Going through the Burrows website, it indicates that the high rollers and Studio Snoop Dogg burrows will have balconies with a view from the Great Tree. And as we can see from this still image from the Futureverse trailer, that appears to be what we're looking at. So nice find there, Schiller. Well played. The long-awaited reveal of the Buzzies has happened in conjunction with the Party Bear's first birthday, coming towards the end of December, and there were a few extra surprises in store, including an audio-backed graphic novel about how the Party Bears became besties with the Buzzies. Check it out, it's quite well done. I'm curious if the Project Tempest team was behind this comic. As part of the reveal, they have also released this video showing at least 3 more new immersive worlds. The Oasis, Unit 177 for the irradiated Buzzies, which happens to be the same number traits of glowing eyes in the Party Bears collection. Perhaps they'll get a special drop of these irradiated Buzzies. And also the Wastelands. Approximately 5,000 Buzzies have already revealed, and they make part of the Desert family and come from any of the 5 available honeypot types. I believe there's another 4 families of Buzzies still to come. Check out the Party Bear Twitter feed for more details on the lore that's already been leaked. The Love for Crypto YouTube page also does a bit of a deep dive into the Buzzies, so be sure to check their video out. There's even a recital of the comic.
Welcome to the Oasis, home to many colourful desert buzzies, just like this little bee. While the Bears were apprehensive about their new mystery guest, the Buzzies produced an offering straight from the heavens, a generous helping of their last remaining honey.
And speaking of some other community-driven content, Sae'von Springer from Native Assets has dropped another banger Keynote video, this time featuring the crypto trends we can expect to see in 2023, and the FUTUREVERSE is heavily featured. Be sure to check it out.
Despite one of the worst financial downturns in modern history, 2022 was a major year for Web3 and NFTs. Doodles is making music a core pillar of their ecosystem. And alongside wearables, they've also brought on Pharrell to be one of the executives on the team. FUTUREVERSE has been flexing their production abilities with a recent in-engine trailer shortly followed by the release of their Party Bear BUZZIES audio comic book experience. Web3 gaming goes pro.
Also, Sae'von and I had an in-depth chat about all things FUTUREVERSE. It was a really enjoyable conversation and is a good high-level summary to get you back up to speed.
If you've done any of your own diligence, which I hope you have, and looked into it, you may have found yourself, that meme of the character from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with all the strings on the wall and looking manic, because there's so much going on in this ecosystem.
Also, his video on the altered state machine that he released a few weeks ago has already had over 1,000 views and doing really well. So if you haven't seen that one yet, check it out. It's jam-packed full of awesome information around the altered state machine and AI in general.
Well, what if instead of simply using AI, you could own it? What if you became the go-to source for the most popular and in-demand machine learning models used across gaming, art, DeFi, and more?
Furthermore, the Cryptopunk YouTube channel also did a deep dive into the altered state machine. It's a more of a long-form video that dives deep into the white paper and is also well worth the watch.
These three elements that make up your agent, your NFT, your AI, your artificial intelligence, and then your memory, how you have trained your AI to act. This is a bit different. This is a DeFi trading agent. These AIs are not one-dimensional.
Next up, we have the launch of Based AF, which is the brainchild of Robin Schmidt, formerly of the Defiant. Now, if you're not familiar with Robin's work, check out this deep dive video that I dropped last week. It's probably the video I've enjoyed creating the most. It's thoroughly entertaining and very interesting to hear Robin's thoughts on the metaverse, the creator economy, and how he plans to compete with the likes of Mr. Beast on YouTube. Based AF is a Metaverse Focused YouTube channel with a Web3 community, the Based Heads, launching soon. It also has an immersive meta space called Trashland. The light lore around Trashland is that of 1,000 social media influencers that were lured to the island made of trash on the promise of attending the festival of a lifetime. But it turned out to be a cruel prank. Their tormentor, Karma, a demented spirit who commands them from her stage, at the heart of Trashland. Their only contact with the outside world is via the metaverse, and so despite their lack of access to technology, they are incredibly adept at using what they have in order to be a major force within the virtual worlds. Trashland's brands are important. Brands like Fraz Cola, Headcrank, and DGAF. From time to time, products can be found crossing into the metaverse. These travelers are rare and highly sought after. Are you ready for the show?
Did you miss me?
I did the work, it didn't work. That truth, it hurts. That damn, it hurts. That lovey-dovey shit was not a fan of it. I'm good with my friends.
Yeah, Zuckerberg. Is this what you had in mind?
On the other hand, I know my worth.
Why do these pictures keep popping up everywhere? Who's producing these?
This is the Quest Pro.
What about the plan, bro? Because you inspire me.
Bro, you want to get a picture of this, yeah?
Fucking work. Relax. First go, Robin. Take it.
I'm too embarrassed to say I like it. Girl, is this my...
Oh, I'm an idiot.
That's why I'm asking you, cause you know I've been through. Am I ready? What you talking about? Am I ready? Figure it out to be loved.
promote VR, not make it look shit.
What's up?
Just keep you happy. Okay, high knees, come on, high knees.
After all this, do you actually think that he can do this?
No.
I've been too ambitious and tried too much. Yep, that's right. Still running.
And just today, they released a higher production and somewhat horrifying Hollywood-style trailer, and it's not for the faint of heart. The Based AF Discord also opened a couple of days ago, and already has over 2,000 active participants, gearing up for the launch and mint of the Based Heads PFP collection. Given that we see a FLUF World character in the promo, we can expect a limited number of whitelist places for FLUF World holders to be announced soon. A little birdie told me that we can expect the mint around the 7th of December, so get your 0.1 ETH ready. Next up, Wilder World has launched their trailer. The graphics look excellent, and there's a few FUTUREVERSE Easter eggs hidden within it, as pointed out by the Definitely Wilder Twitter profile. In the video, we see a Seeker and an altered state machine brain, so it's clear there's going to be some crossover between the FUTUREVERSE ecosystem and Wilder World. In further community news, Brooke Smith graciously hosted a party for 100 of the FLUFL at his home on Waiheke Island, near Auckland. By all reports, the day went really well and fun was had by all. I kind of wish I could have attended myself, maybe next year. And while a lot of the team have been having a break over the Christmas and New Year period, Sir No Sleep, also known as Jesse Metcalf, has been living up to his moniker, dropping a few leaks on Twitter and Discord. This image of a goblin, quite possibly Varlin, appears to be in the middle of a rave in the cave style concert. One can only assume this will be a metaspace, a public venue within Goblin Town, one of the factions within the Gods and Goblins lore. And Jesse also leaked another amazing image of what we can expect with one of the Flufflets. Check this out. Also, if you haven't been keeping up, Season 1 of Worlds Apart, the tale of Angelbaby and Clio from the Hume Collective, is coming to a close. There's only 1 week of the series left, and I think we can expect 1 or 2 final episodes to drop. Here's a compilation of the 5 episodes to date, to get you back up to speed.
Her mind was racing. I could tell from the moment she walked in. That terrorist attack was scary, even for me. Who were these Zanies anyway? My set was about to start, but I had to talk to her. I don't fuck bunnies, she said. It was love at first sight. I saw she was about to leave, but something stopped her. I like to think it was my good looks and talent that finessed it. But whatever it was, she stayed. And that, my humies, is where our story begins.
I want to dedicate my performance to everyone we lost today. This Zani shit has gotta stop.
The crowd roared. I usually felt high after my shows, but that night, the Zani attack consumed me. I decided to head home. Then, like shadows from the dark, I heard them. One metaverse, one republic, one future, they said. I was surrounded. They were out for blood, but so was I. Finally, Zani's in the flesh. The Zani pounced. I gasped for air as the streetlights began to fade. The cheap shots were relentless. I wasn't sure if I was gonna survive this one. The sound of whirring electricity filled the alley as I felt my limbs give out. One of the Zani stepped forward. Suddenly, my face was bathed in a red glow as I gazed upon a gun I'd only heard about. It's real? It wasn't just a rumor? I closed my eyes. I knew I was about to die. I could taste the blood in my mouth as I screamed, "Fuck the Zani!" Just as the gun finished charging, a mysterious figure leapt gracefully across the night sky. Their foot slammed into the Zani's face like one of those levitating bullet trains. The skull-crushing blow caused the gun to misfire. In a flash of red light, one of the Zani vanished. After a brief moment of havoc, it was silent. I looked up, and there she was, the girl who stayed. "I'm Clio," she said. When I woke up, I didn't know where I was. The pain was all-consuming. Fucking Zanis. And then she walked in. Damn, that girl could enter a room. As she got closer, I saw the United emblem on her jacket. Holy shit, you're Clio? Like, United Clio? How did I miss this, I said. Does that intimidate you, she asked me. I smirked. My safe word's carrot. She smiled. Less flirting, more resting. The nano meds are working, but you need at least a day to heal. I'll be back. I'm taking the gun to Maddox. I almost lost it then. Whoa, Maddox? You gotta let me come. I'm a huge fan. Suddenly, the gun started beeping. Wait here till I get back, Clio said. Truth is, I'd wait a lifetime for her.
On completion of Season 1, Hume Genesis holders will be able to vote on one of 2 tracks to determine which goes onto the album and is likely listed as a single. Further news around Angelbaby is yet another collaboration. DJ Mija, who's working on a project with 0xThulu, the Mija project, has done a remix and a collab with Angelbaby, and the limited drop minted out in seconds. Unfortunately, my transaction failed, but worry not, you can listen to it on Audius, where it's the #1 trending Web3 track.
You know we're gonna keep this metaverse open.
It's a yacht club, pop up, make a couple H's to walk up. Vodka, juicing in the sandbox, doctor. Think I just money 8 chakra. NFC, little bitch is my mantra. I ain't giving no buns, I'm not looking no nuts. Cause I want to, I'm more bumming on,
Also, Aaron McDonald is featured on another podcast, this time being interviewed by Somi Arian of the In Peak podcast. It was a really good conversation, and Aaron was pitched some more difficult questions, so there is a little bit of variety to his other more recent interviews. Check it out. It's been linked on Aaron's Twitter profile and is well worth the listen.
I mean, I think the technology could drive both outcomes. Like, technology itself is generally agnostic to these kinds of things. I think this kind of notion that we're separate from technology as a society and as a species is wrong. It's just part of our society, and it is part of our real world. Our reality includes that. The opportunity that the technology gives you is to create more connectivity, because again, previously you were bound by physical constraints. You know, way back when it was whoever you could walk to, that was your societal pool of connectivity, and then it became like whoever you could ride a horse to, and then it became whoever you could like row a boat to, or whatever it was. And so over time, we've just increased the pool of people we can be connected to.
Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoy this content, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and maybe consider watching one of my other videos. Bunnies up!